Good morning, Port City Community Church. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having... Have you had your coffee yet?
I have not had my coffee yet.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still sans coffee.
You are waiting way too long. We're hoping you guys have had your coffee already and you're ready to go. My name is Brett. I work in our student ministries.
And my name is Corey, and I'm part of our mobilization team.
And mobilization is what?
Oh, that's a great question, Brett. We get that all the time. So probably the simplest way I've found to explain mobilization is it's kind of the intersection between missions and spiritual formation. So it's that idea of service and education working in tandem together. So it's kind of this reciprocal effect. They feed one another.
Yeah, it's learning and doing.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
It's a combination of the two. So what's awesome is, one, our staff got to do a little bit of that this past week in our city here. Learned a little bit about food insecurity and how there are organizations in town that work to meet those needs.
Yeah, thank you for hosting us, everyone who did.
Yeah, it was awesome. But you guys are going to be invited into an opportunity this month to be a part of a mobilization effort that we as a church have been asked to participate in. So Corey, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so let me rewind a little bit and tell you a little bit of a story. So back in 2018, Hurricane Florence hit Wilmington. And as you know, we're scrambling, trying to figure out what to do. We get a call from an organization, Convoy of Hope, that says, hey, we're on the way. We have supplies. We have what you need. Like day one, the storm sat on us for 3 days and they were already en route. And what was so cool about that though, Brett, is that because they were prepared, they were able to already be here before Wilmington flooded and got cut off from the rest of the world. Because if you remember, Highway 17 and 74 flooded over and supplies couldn't get in. Yeah. But because they were ready in advance, they were already here. So now...
Yeah, I mean, they're an organization that's what they do. I mean, this is the only thing they do is disaster relief. So they are prepared. They know how to be activated and mobilized in a situation like that.
Sure.
So this opportunity we have coming up is much like what we did a couple of years ago when we responded at the very beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war, where we were able to, if you were here, we were out in the parking lot, packed kits to send over for mothers, right, of young children to help respond in that crisis. So we have an opportunity to do something similar after what happened with the hurricane in the western part of our state.
Yeah, so just like you said with the Ukraine kit idea, if you remember, if you were around, we had tables and supplies and pallets full of items that were getting packed in these boxes in our parking lot. That 2 weeks from yesterday, actually, so November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be doing that same thing to help replenish the stock of Convoy of Hope so that when the next storm hits, they're ready to go. They have trucks and warehouses full of supplies. And this time, we're doing hygiene kits. So it's going to include soap and shampoo and combs and wash rags and all the basic essentials you'd need to stay clean in a circumstance like that.
Yeah, so and what we're packing isn't necessarily going to go directly to Western North Carolina because...
It could. But it might not.
It could, but those supplies were already given out. So what we're doing is helping replenish Convoy of Hope's needs for the next disaster, for the next thing that they enter into, which is really cool. We get the opportunity to do that. And so we as a church have purchased all of the supplies. Convoy of Hope is going to send what they need to be able to pack it. What we need is the manpower to be able to put the packets together. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I mentioned 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that whole window, we're going to be making 14,000 hygiene kits.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So we need people to come, bring yourself, your family, your friends, your kids, all ages can participate in this. We'll have everything systematized and set up and fun. We'll have music playing. It'll be an opportunity just to hang out for the afternoon or the middle of the day together and do something, offer yourself for the good of another community.
Yeah, so they don't need to bring any supplies because they need to be specific supplies so that they fit in the way that we pack it. Just bring yourself, bring your manpower.
That's right. You don't even have to sign up. You can just show up between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And now, if I remember when we did the Ukraine kits, we finished up a little early. So you may want to come on the front end of that, just to be safe.
Yeah, because people responded. They came and helped.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in a couple of weeks. So want to make sure you're aware of that. If you need more information about the life of the church, you can always go to portcity.church/life, and that will tell you more about how you can get plugged in and how you can be involved. So we're getting ready to kick off the service. We have it's a week 2 of our new series we just started last week.
Jesus.
Yeah, King Like Jesus. So we're really excited about this series, where we're headed and where Mike is taking us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Well, good morning, church. How are we doing this morning, everybody? We doing good? Hey, glad that you're here. Happy Veterans Day weekend to you all. Really glad that we get to be together this weekend and worship God together and learn about Him, but also rally around this idea of Veterans Day. And as I was preparing for this weekend, a scripture came to my mind. It's one of my faves. I guess that's, as a pastor, I guess every verse should be your favorite. But Romans 12, it's a great passage of scripture that begins to press us into what does it look like to live out this faith in Jesus. And this is what it says, Romans 12, verse 9. It says, love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Be devoted to one another in love. And then it ends it like this. It says, honor one another above yourselves. And I love this idea of honor. To consider someone above yourself, to celebrate them, and to take your eyes off of yourself for a moment, to put your eyes on someone else and say, hey, I see you and we appreciate you. So today, as we do kind of rally around Veterans Day, I want to ask in the room, if you are a veteran and you served in the United States Armed Forces, I want to ask you to stand up right where you are, all around the room. Thank you. Yes, come on. Love it. Thank you. We honor you. Welcome home. If you can stay standing, if you are an immediate family member of a veteran who is here today or is not here today, I want to ask you, would you stand up? Family members of veterans all around the room, stand up. Yes. Thank you for your sacrifice. It's beautiful. We honor you. Come on, church. That's awesome. You guys can have a seat. Thank you so much. Seriously, and it's so cool to think about honoring people who have sacrificed and served. And isn't that the gospel message, right? That we would be people who sacrifice and serve for each other. And so it's so glad that we get to be together and to do that today. Hey, before we move into worshiping together and learning together, just two things I want everyone to know about. One, coming up in a couple weeks is our Care Kit Packing Day on November the 23rd. That's a Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the following. We're going to join here on the campus, and we are going to, in partnership with Convoy of Hope, pack 14,000 hygiene kits to replenish those that were used in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. And we would love for you to come and help us to do that. We've got all the supplies, and we don't need you to sign up. We just need you to show up and help us to assemble those kits with Convoy. We would love for you to be a part of that. The very next day, on Sunday, November 24th, we're doing something different and unique. We're doing a baptism night. And so we're really excited to celebrate. We've got 12 individuals who are members of our church family who are going to be baptized that night. They've been going through a process to learn about baptism and to really understand how it is a declaration of your faith in Jesus and your commitment to following Jesus. And so we want you to be here on that night, November 24th at 5 o'clock in this room. And we're going to celebrate baptism together, which is going to be really, really amazing. So we're here, church. Are y'all ready to worship? Are you ready to learn? Awesome. Hey, before we do that, let's connect with each other. So stand up. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Connect with those around you. Love on some people. Get some names. Give some hugs, some high fives. And then we'll worship together, church. Let's go.
Hey, good morning again, online family. Hey, we wanted you to take this moment right now. If you could do something awesome for us, we created a survey for our online gathering that would help us learn more about you and how to meet your needs as a church. So if you wouldn't mind taking the rest of this time that we're using to connect here in the room to fill out that survey, that would be great. Go to portcity.church/online. Fill out the survey. It'll take you less than the rest of the time to let us know your thoughts, and even just to check out the picture of me that's on the website. I just saw they used a picture of me. So if you're curious about that, go there and check that out and then fill out the survey. Thanks guys so much. And we'll join in with the rest of the service in a couple minutes.
we sing over something over us? Just for a moment, I want to sing this song of prayer. We say, so holy, holy are you, Lord. God, you are worthy of all of our praise. For you are worthy of all my praise. Yeah, church, this morning I am just filled with awe of his holiness. That is my song of prayer this morning, that he is holy, he is set apart, that I can set my full gaze on him because he is worthy. And so what I am so encouraged in this next song that we're singing, there's a line in it that says that, bring your song, he loves to hear it. And then it says, release your worship. And I wonder if you are like me, every Sunday when I walk in this room, my song looks so different. Sometimes I'm not even here at the moment because I'm running late. And my song is like, God, I'm here. What are we doing? I'm here. Sometimes my song is, I'm just so tired, but God, I want to declare that you are worthy. Maybe your song in this room is, I just need a little more coffee. Amen. Sometimes your song can be, God, I'm so joyful. I saw a beautiful sunrise this morning, and I'm just filled with awe of who you are. I'm encouraged right now. And the beautiful thing is, all of our songs are so different, but what I am so encouraged by is he loves to hear it. He loves to hear it. And what I love about music is when you bring in so many different melodies, God can match us with his own song. And Zechariah says that he delights over you. He sings songs over you. And so he can connect with your song, and he can fill you with his Holy Spirit and with awe and wonder this morning. And so, church, I just want to encourage us in this morning, bring your song, whatever that may be. And can I encourage you to release your worship this morning?
Take 3. Ready 1. Take 1. Ready 4. Take 4. Ready 2. Take 2. Ready 6. Take 6. Ready 5. Take 5. Ready 3. Take 3. Ready 1. Take 1. Andrew, give me both worships. Leaders, ready 4. Take 4. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 4, take 4. Nice. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 4, take 4. We're a little too tight there, Andrew. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 5. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 5. Ready 3. You're good. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 1, take 1. Ready, 4, take 4. Ready, 5. No, not 5. Ready, 2, take 2. 5, give me guitar. Ready, 6, take 6. Ready, 3, take 3. Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 5, take 5. Ready, 4. No, not 4. Ready, 3, take 3. Ready, 2, take 2. Ready, 4, take 4. Nice. Ready, 1, take 1. Good job, Ken. Ready, 6, take 6. Ready, 2, take 2. Ready, 5, take 5. Nice. Ready, 3, take 3. Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 6, take 6. Nice. Ready, 4, take 4. Come on, we're cooking. Ready, 5. Ready, 2, take 2. Ready, 3, take 3. Ready, 4, take 4. Nice. Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 6, take 6. Ready, 2, take 2. Ready, 4, take 4. Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 6, dissolve 6. Ready, 3. Dissolve 3. Beautiful. Come on, team.
Rollin is leading and Brooks is on lead guitar.
Thank you. That was really good, guys. Keep that up.
Intro, 2, 3.
Ready, 5.
4.
Okay, we didn't get the piano there. Ready, 4. Nice, thank you, 4. Dissolve 4.
3, 4.
Ready, 1. Dissolve 1. Ready, 4. Dissolve 4. Beautiful. Ready, 3. Dissolve 3. Ready, 1. Dissolve 1. Sam, give me guitar. Ready, 5. Dissolve 5. Beautiful. Stay there. Nice. Ready, 4. Dissolve 4. Nice. Ready, 6. Dissolve 6. Ready, 1. Dissolve 1. Ready, 3. Dissolve 3. All right, I'm gonna start taking here. Ready, 6. Take 6. Ready, 4. Take 4. Ready, 2. I'm coming to you, 5. Ready, 2. Take 2. Ready, 5. Take 5. Ready, 3. Take 3. Ready, 1. Take 1. Coming to you, Ken. Ready, 4. Take 4. Ready, 6. Take 6. Ready, 2. Zoom out, Andrew. Ready, 2. Take 2. Ready, 3. Dissolve 3. Andrew, Samuel on guitar. Ready, 5. Dissolve 5. Ready, 1. Ready, 6, sorry. Dissolve 6. Beautiful, that was good, Caleb. Ready, 4. Dissolve 4. Nice, let's go, baby. Come on. Ready, 1. Dissolve 1. Andrew, that's too dark on your camera. Ready, 3. I'm taking, take 3. Perfect. Ready, 5. Take 5. 4, give me drums. Ready, 6. Take 6. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 2, zoom out, Andrew, take 2. Ready 4, take 4. Beautiful, Andrew, thank you. Ready 5, ready 6, take 6. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 6, take 6. Ready 4, zoom out, Ken. Actually, not like that, right there. Take 4. Ready 5, take 5. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 3, take 3. Ready 4, take 4. Ready 5, take 5. Dissolve, ready 3, dissolve 3. Beautiful job, guys, holy. Ready 1, dissolve 1.
Let's declare this. That he reigns above it all in our lives, in the world, and all that we are. We
Ready
sing.
6, dissolve 6. Beautiful shot, Caleb. Yep, Sam, give me piano. Ready 4. Ready 5. Take 5. Forgot to dissolve there, that was my fault. Ready 3. I'm gonna dissolve 3. Ready 1. Dissolve 1. Jesus, you. Ready 6. Dissolve 6.
Kaylee is leading and Madison is on lead guitar.
Caleb, I like that shot. Go a little bit tighter when I come back to you later if you're going that stairs. Ready 3. Dissolve 3. Yeah, just like that. Ready 1. Dissolve 1. Remember Madison's on this one, so Ken, I'm gonna come to you for him. Ready 4. Take 4. Oh, thank you. I wanted the dissolve, thank you. Ready 2. Keep that up, yeah. Dissolve 2. Ready 5. Dissolve 5. Beautiful, Sam. Ready 1. Dissolve 1. Ready, sit 4. Dissolve 4. Beautiful. Ready 3. Dissolve 3. Ready 6. Dissolve 6. Alright, I'm gonna start taking. Ready 1. Take 1. Ready 4. Take 4. Ready 2. Take 2. Ready 5. Take 5. Ready 3. Take 3. Ready 6. Take 6. Ready 4. Take 4. Ready 2. Keep that. Take 2. Beautiful. Ready 5. Take 5. Ready 3. Take 3. Good job, David. Both of them. Ready 6. Take. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, that's okay. You got the camera in there. Ready 1. Take 1. Ready 4. Take 4. Nice. Ready 3. take 3. Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 4, take 4. Ready, 5, take 5. Ready, 3, dissolve 3. Ready, 2. Refocus, Andrew. There we go. Give me some headroom, dissolve 2. Beautiful, good job, Andrew. Ready, 4, dissolve 4. Nice, beautiful shot. Ready, 1, dissolve 1. Ready, 5. Nice, dissolve 5. I'm gonna start taking. Ready, 2, take 2. Nice, zoom. Ready, 6, take 6. Ready, 4, take 4. Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 3, take 3. Ready, 5, take 5. Ready, 6, take 6. Ready, 3, take 3. You're 4. Ready, 4, take 4. Ready, 1. Actually, no, ready, 2. Take 2. Ready, 1. Sorry, not 1. Ready, 5. Take 5. Ready, 4. Take 4. Ready, 3. Take 3. Ready, 1. Take 1. Ready, 4. Take 4. Ready, 6. Take 6. Ready, 2. Take 2. Ready, 5. Take 5. Ready, 3. Take 3. Ready, 1. Take 1. Ready, 4. Take 4. Ready, 6. Take 6. Ready, 2. Take 2. Ready, 3. Take 3. Ready, 4. Take 4. Ready, 1. Take 1. Ready, 5. Take 5. Ready, 3. Dissolve 3. Beautiful.
2, 3.
Ready, 1. Dissolve 1. Ready, 6. Dissolve 6. Ready, 4. Dissolve 4. Let's go, Ken. Ready, 1. Dissolve 1. Ready, 5. Dissolve 5.
Yeah, would you just take this moment? I feel this is a very holy moment to remind our souls
Ready, 1.
that He is good.
Dissolve 1.
Would you bring your own song this morning? Just like I said in the very beginning, if
Ready,
you
4.
haven't taken that time to just bring your own
Dissolve
words
4.
and bring your own song, can we take a couple seconds to do that together?
Nice with
Maybe
that
you need to
guitar.
declare
Beautiful.
That He is good and that He is worthy. And if you're in that spot where you're like, I'm not
Let's
sure
go,
I'm quite there
Ken.
yet, you
Ready,
can just declare
2.
Jesus.
Ready, 6.
Jesus,
Dissolve
I
6.
acknowledge who you are. Jesus, you are worthy.
Okay, nice close up, Ken. Would be nice.
You're good.
Or unless you're going to the back. That would be safe.
Oh, your goodness, your mercy.
Ooh.
It will follow me.
I like that. Ready, 4. Dissolve 4.
I remind my soul. I remind my soul.
Ready, 3. Dissolve 3. Ken, come back to the guitar real quick. See if I can fit one in before they close out.
Dear Jesus, we thank you for this moment. We thank you for this space.
Ready, 1.
For a heart to be centered with
Wanna
you,
take?
to set
Take
our
one.
gaze upon you, to remind ourselves that strength and beauty surrounds who you are. You are majestic in every way.
Yep.
God, I'm so thankful that we can remind our soul, our spirit, and acknowledge who you are, to remind us of who we are in you and how you see us. God, I thank you for this space. I thank you that every day we can
Ready,
bring
6.
our songs to you, but I love
Take
that I'm
6.
so encouraged to be together with a family, to sing our songs
Yeah,
together.
put your focus on. There we go.
Because you
Ready,
truly,
4.
truly delight in that. It's a beautiful sound.
Take 4.
And so, Lord, we just give you the honor. We give you
That's nice.
just the praise.
Give me a little less headroom there,
Lord,
Ken.
what we say right now is that we are open-handed to what you have to continue to show us and say to us in this moment and in this space. In
Ready,
Jesus'
2.
name, amen.
Take 2. Ready, 3. Dissolve 3.
Church, you guys can have a seat.
All right.
Thank you for worshiping with us.
Good job, team. That was really good. Good job, good job, good job.
Here, worshiping with us in the balcony.
Ready, 1. Take 1.
As we just continue kind of this posture of worship, I just want to invite us into our time of giving today. And just a time for us
Good
to
job with the
bring
Kier.
God a portion of God's given to us, different ways that you can give. We'll be on the screens and you can participate. So maybe this is your regular time to give.
Let's go ahead and put that
Maybe
giving
perhaps
slide up.
Today is your first time and opportunity
Ready,
to
2.
give. You can bring your
Take
phones
2.
out right now and do that. Or maybe for a lot of us, we've already given. It's a reoccurring thing. And this is a great moment to be reminded and spiritually offer up our gifts.
Ready, 6 online.
We do believe that giving is
Take 6.
a way, it's a spiritual
2 and 6 are live.
that allows us to participate in what God is doing in and through the local church. But first and foremost,
Ready, 1.
giving is an
Take
act
1.
of worship. It's an act of tangible
Coming back to
trust.
clean feed.
We declare to God
1 is live everywhere, 6 is clear.
Beautiful.
we tangibly trust Him with our things. And I just love that today, as we've gotten to worship, we've been singing about God's goodness. His
Ready,
greatness,
3
how He
online.
rules, how He will never let you down.
Take 3. 1 and 3 are live.
I love that God's goodness is not dependent on what God has done for me recently. Right? And so my trust in
Durant,
God
can you hand me
is
that
not
Sharpie over
what
there?
God's done for me recently.
Thank you,
And
sir.
It's good to look back and see how
And
God's
back on
been
clean feed, 3 is clear.
And I'm reminded in my life over and over how I've seen God show up. But God's goodness, God's character is not dependent on what I can see. It's who He is. And it's from that place I can trust Him now.
Sounds good.
I can trust Him for the future. I think that's so important for us in our culture. There's a lot of uncertainty. And if we're honest, none of us really love uncertainty. We like things to be kind of figured out. But we can trust God. Because who He is, He's good. He's good. And in this series, we're coming around this idea of Jesus being king. And
Stand by not for another meet and greet, but for the bump
kind of king is Jesus.
in under a minute.
Right? What's God? What's His character? What's Jesus like? And the reality is, Jesus has
Yeah, that's
always
good, thank you.
been like this. He will always be like this. We can trust Him.
Ready, 2.
And so today, as we begin to learn together,
Actually, no, you know what?
think together,
We can
and
stay on this. And you can put
encounter
back in
God
preview.
together, let's just
We'll
set
stay
our,
on 1 for now.
Our eyes, our gaze on Jesus. And maybe even in this moment, just kind of go, hey God, help me to see you.
3 can go ahead and pull out for when we
Help me to
transition after the
see and
bump.
Understand your character, who you are, who you always
That's perfect
have
right
been,
there.
who you
That's
always
perfect.
will be. So I can trust you today, tomorrow, for the rest of my life. Just a moment, our senior pastor Mike will come up and lead us into part 2 of a king like Jesus. Let's get ready to learn together.
All right, dissolve to black. Key her in for the bump. Roll the bump. Beautiful. That electric guitar sounds so good. Yes, 3 on preview. Stand by 3.
Stand by for Mike. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, dissolve 3.
Good morning. Thank you for coming back.
CG's clear online.
Ready,
We
2.
are continuing a series. We're calling A King Like Jesus.
Take 2.
And I do want to,
There we go.
just
Beautiful.
add a lot of
Great job,
obviously
guys.
comments from last week.
Y'all are on
I'm
top
gonna
of it
pick up
today.
a little bit from there, but what I want to make really clear is this is not a series about politics. It is a series about a king and a kingdom that has political implications. It has implications on how we see the world.
Oh, no, 3
So I
are
want to
pretty good,
again
actually. I like
continue
where
because
you're at right now.
what encouraged me was I had several people who saw either clips or things from last week, and they're people who aren't share the same faith as I do, and their
Caleb, I don't know what you want to do about those heads
more
there.
in line with
able to,
kind of a gratitude.
I think that
for
that
how
tripod
people
has
should
a
live.
way
What it
you
is
can to, like,
it's how you and
move
I
the camera upwards.
bear witness to a different way of life. That's
better.
what we're trying to understand and to get.
Ready, one?
And this is the message. Throughout the scriptures, I
6 in
recognize
preview.
it's complex and I recognize it's complicated. And
6 looks,
what I wanna
Caleb,
do
you look a little
today
bright.
is start to turn the corner.
And then 3, can you pull out and bring the screens in? I'm going to get a wide shot before we start doing a lot of backgrounds. Ready, 3 online. Take 3. 1 and 3 are live.
That's really good, Caleb. Can you put 5 in preview?
Easter, Holy Week, and all the way through Pentecost, and essentially.
Yours looks also a little bit too bright. Not too far off. Maybe like a stop down.
And we are back on 1. Thank you, 3. You can go back in tight.
The historic Christian calendar has called this, or identified this Sunday as
I think we had agreed,
Christ the King
Sam, that you would be
Sunday. So
4.0
we just backed up
in
4 weeks. And we knew that
850, I think,
there would be
right? So.
a pretty
Yeah, that's what it's on right now. Do you want me to
No, you
go
look
to
great.
4.5?
You look great. You look
time
great.
to talk about a king like Jesus.
What does 4.5 look like?
We
Just
began
look
to lay
at
it out and set it out, and we had no idea what the outcome was going to be. But today, we're going to look at a king like Jesus by talking about the fact that we have a humble king, right?
Yeah, that was great.
Could be a very timely message
Cool.
for all of us, a timely reminder.
Cameras are mostly set up. Thank you. All great.
Clay and I and some others were talking about this message, and he gave me a book. I actually got it a few years ago.
All right, stand by 3
Another
for the
pastor
LED
in
slide.
Boston. But the book is called Gentle and Lowly. It's by Dane Ortland. I
put 3 in preview.
looked at it, started reading it, and then I didn't really like it. And the reason I didn't like it is because gentle and lowly, you know what it sounds like? It sounds gentle and lowly. And I don't like aggressive and let's move, right? I didn't like it. And so this is challenging because this is not like me talking to you. This is like us. When we think of a king that's humble, it doesn't seem like a humble king can get the job done, and so we resist it. We need somebody who can fight and somebody who can do something. And so we see this immediate kind of contrast, not with what happened Tuesday, but with our own selves, with you and with me. And so I had to wrestle through this, and what I noticed was that part of the place, part of the way...
David G., you're just a hair, the slightest hair of off focus from Mike.
He didn't do all the research, but he says the only time
That
Jesus
looks
talks about the kind of
I think
person
that's
that he is, the kind of
good.
I'm
not sure if you did anything.
character that he possesses, when he uses "I am like this," he
Yeah, no,
says,
that's good. I think you
it's
did.
in Matthew chapter 11. We'll look at that in just a little bit. Matthew chapter 11. He says, "I am gentle and I am humble in heart."
3, can you pull out just a tiny bit just to give him a little bit of room in case he walks out of the... Yeah, that's great. Right there is perfect.
That's how I want to move into
Ready, 2?
today. I recognize in a congregation like ours, one of the things I'm very proud of.
Andrew, give him a little bit more headroom there.
in our-
You don't want to cut his joints, but you don't want to, like... There we go. That's perfect. That's really great.
And I feel like, for the most part, we were saying over the last few weeks, I hope that was your experience as being a part of here. And I recognize
Ready, 2?
that there are people who
No,
are very
he's not
happy
moving
with
now.
that
I'll just wait till he moves.
and there are people who
I'm
are
good.
happy
Yeah,
all
I was about to say.
And that's to be expected. Because caring about things costs us something, and caring about politics and caring about positions and policies is a fine thing. It's a fine thing. And so when we care about things, we feel elation and we feel disappointment accordingly. But what I do want us to be mindful of, as those who follow Christ and we give our allegiance to Him, and this is a really difficult thing to get our minds around, that Jesus has come to establish a rule.
Terry, can you mute your mic for now?
In a different way. It's hard for us to get our minds
I don't want
around.
people to listen to Mike 3 times.
So I want for us to be mindful about how much we depend on last week's election to be some kind of victory
Terry, you there?
or some kind of defeat.
What you need?
How much we depend
Just to mute your mic.
on those results
Oh.
of those things.
Thank you, sir.
Because the kingdom of God was neither advanced nor was it restricted by the results of last week's election. Did you know that? That is a hard thing for us to get. This is precisely what I meant last
Terry,
week.
feel free to go
I
to
said, if you
6
ask me
for
this
broadcast.
question,
It's been on 1 for a while. I don't plan on moving until he
what did
moves.
you really mean? I'm like, I mean exactly what
Yeah, I was trying to
said.
find his spot in the notes.
Okay.
Gentle and lowly was off script.
But I
Okay.
think we've become dependent.
Yeah, he might hit this
especially
wall
the
graphic pretty
Christianity
soon.
I grew up in. We've become dependent on that God's kingdom requires some kind of moral condition for America in order for him to work. And so we see this as like, oh, now God's on the move. No.
Okay, let's take 2.
When we say Jesus is still king, it's like there was somehow this is a threat to it. No. This is exactly on top. These is a short-sighted way for us to live. The question that we left with last week was from Rick Schaefer's book.
This is it. Ready, 3.
And so what if we lived consistently
Take 3.
as a people who were emancipated, who weren't obligated, who weren't
Good job, 3.
dependent
really great.
upon the world's systems and structures and patterns. I want to remind us again what I talked about a couple weeks ago. If you're kind of new here, you're just kind of playing along, go back and listen to what we talked about on the 25th anniversary a couple weeks ago, and then last week it'll help give context for what I believe about the church and what we're
framed
learning
really
to
well.
believe about the church.
Is that after
The Bible talks with us that Christ has been raised from the dead, and he has been placed in a
I can't really
position of
understand what you're
authority,
saying.
that he rules and he reigns, and this is precisely the language. Far
Oh,
above
yeah,
all
for the
other
iPad.
rules
I
and
see what
far
you did.
above all other authorities, over every power, over every dominion,
Ready, 1.
over every other name that is invoked. It doesn't matter
Take
whose
1.
it is. And then what he says is this. That
Yeah,
under
you're
the
really
reign
close,
of
Sam, to
Jesus,
where...
Ephesians chapter 1, verse 22, it says that God has placed all things under
Ready,
his
3.
feet.
Take 3.
All things under his feet. And he's appointed him to be the head over everything.
You're really
for
close to
what?
where we need to be when we go to the iPad.
For the church.
For the church.
Not Port City Church. This is not like let's make us, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get us to understand a way of seeing and thinking and understanding the world in which we live. He has placed all this authority in Jesus to rule and govern a people.
There's no more
who
wall
are
graphics until
distinctly
his
different from every
iPad
other
thing
system
later.
on the planet.
Ready, 1, 2.
And this is his body, through which the fullness of him will be expressed, and through that fullness, he will do what? Fill everything in every way. Right? I started this message with some concerns about how we see Jesus, about how we see salvation, about how we see the church. And what I always do when I have concerns is, let me see if I can turn them into vision. Because it's easy to criticize or complain. Let's see if I can turn this into vision. And what I want to do today, my aim, and this and really what we're working is, I want us to have a high view of Jesus. I want us to recognize when he rules as king, he can be trusted as king, and he is worthy of our allegiance over all things. I want for us to have a sweeping view of salvation. As a church, I want, as a follower of Christ, I want you to
Ready, 6 online.
understand that salvation is not just
Take
about
6.
going to heaven when you die, but that salvation,
6
what
is
God
live.
intends to do is to reconcile all things to himself until heaven and earth are returned together in the way God originally intended them to be. The renewal and the reconciliation, the redemption of all things, to get a vision for that. A sweeping view of salvation. And number 3 is I want us to have a compelling view of the church. I recognize the church has taken a beating
Ready, 3 online.
in the last few
Take 3.
years.
All right, ready, 1 in the room.
In many cases,
Take
rightfully
1.
so.
1 and 3, you're live.
Scandals and all sorts of things. So, but here's what I'm asking.
Coming to
us
clean
to
feed.
read
1's live everywhere.
and to
3 is
try
clear.
to learn and to consider some things. I think we often read the Bible, particularly around elections, through the lens of what we want God to do in America, rather than what God actually intends to do in the world. We need a vision for this. The outcome of last week's election, as important as it may be, has very little to do with how God intends to save the world. It's just we have to come to believe this. This is hard to imagine for us because it's been drilled into our heads
3,
most of our lives,
David
and
G.
honestly, it has been
For
preached in most of our
reference for
churches.
next for the 11, we've been
And
told that
unless or
the
until we come to
words
believe
on
the
that slide right
church,
now
that this
look a little
assembly,
small in
this
the room.
body that Christ has
So when these
has
LEDs
given
come
himself
back
for.
later for the 11,
Unless we believe that the church
we'll
is
get a little
viable
tighter.
option to embody the kingdom of Christ, to embody and flesh out.
So I'm
the
telling
way
you in
which
case I forget.
Jesus intends to live. Partisan
something like
politics
that.
will become a
You can put
cheap
3 in preview just to
substitute
look at it.
for any other system we pick.
Yeah, honestly, like if we don't see
But
any
the
wall
church
on the
is a
sides, that's probably
system.
really
It is
good.
a
That's
political
probably what we're
rule in a
watching
sense. The way we
when those LEDs
govern
come in.
ourselves and work together to live and to cooperate with
They are a little
one
hard to
another.
read because a lot of these letters are like
And so my
thin.
assumption is this, as we kind of
So,
jump
makes
into
sense.
today, is that Every person has a philosophy or a system that governs your life. You have a philosophy and you have a system that governs your life. This can largely be unspoken or inarticulate.
That's really good, Caleb. That framing is perfect.
We all have one. We have philosophies and systems that govern the way we work with one another, the way we operate in our homes, the way we operate in our workplaces,
Are they gonna
our
take this
schools,
LED off?
our friend groups. We have systems that govern our
You
cities,
think
our
so?
counties, our states, our nations, and even our world. Right? And most of the philosophies
Ready 6 online?
that affect us most deeply are the ones that we hardly know that we have them.
Take
Until
6.
something runs up
1 and 6 alive.
Whenever you live according to this particular philosophy or teaching, it affects the way you live and the way that you live with other people.
Ready 2.
And all the parts
Stand by
of
in case he
systems
starts
are not
moving.
bad. Sometimes systems are just neutral. But it depends on how you're allowed to cooperate or how you're compelled to cooperate or how willing you are to cooperate with them. Let me see if I can give you some examples. I have a philosophy
Ready 2. Take
about
2.
how the dishwasher should be loaded.
Oh, he's given this example before.
It was largely unknown to me. Do you know how I figured this out? When I was loading the dishwasher with my wife, and I realized she did it wrong. Right? You ever felt this way?
Coming back to clean feed. To his live everywhere.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Right? They're racks. And the racks are designed in a particular way. Did nobody else feels this way? And she's like, what is wrong with you? It's a machine that washes dishes. You can dump this. The commercial says you don't have to rinse. I'm like, no, you do have to rinse.
Wow,
It's
that
a
laughter is
philosophy
loud.
of life. It's a system, right? And so what I'm trying to do is to get her to operate the way I want her to operate. And so there are all kinds of ways. Here's the way systems work. Let's see if I can draw this out for you.
Ready 5.
So systems. This is
That's
not
really good.
quite
Take
as cool
5.
as my board, but you can see it. Oh man, it's not nearly as cool as my board. So systems try to execute some function, and they execute a function that's fair for everybody. Because see, part of my concern with I separate the silverware.
Ready 2.
I don't like
Take 2.
knives sticking up to destroy me when I reach in there to get them. So they're face down, and they're all sort of. This is why though, because if the cups are all lined in order and the plates are all lined in order.
Ready 3.
It's not just
Actually,
for me. It's not just sort of
Sam.
it's
What
like
am I
when
saying?
the next person
Sam.
comes along who
Can you
empties
tighten
the
up a little bit?
dishwasher, which is usually me, right? The next person comes along. They get all the dishes out, and you can, it's
Sam to
already
follow?
It just makes it easier on them. But if it's somebody else, it makes it easier on them too. So
Okay.
there's a reason.
Maybe if
It's
there's more content, because
benevolent reason.
systems is the
I want
only
it
word
for
that's
the
up
good
there.
of all of us, for human flourishing. And so we create these systems.
That's much
in our
better,
place.
Sam.
And the way you govern systems
Not that your last
is
shot was
by
great, it was
a
bad.
set of
I'm
just
saying
what I described.
It
A set
does
of,
look good.
we'll call them rules.
Ready
or laws.
5. Take 5.
So the goal is you have to say, okay, here's the
you can
rules,
follow
right?
Sam.
You rinse the dishes, and then you
Good job.
line the cups this
Good
way.
job, good
The
job,
heavy
good job.
ones go in the back. The lighter ones. Right? I got a whole book about this. I could write a book about this. I didn't know I was this passionate about it, but something happens to you. And then there's the way that the silverware goes in. The forks go together, and the big forks go together, this is how some of you are nodding your head. And you know this has been let me go ahead and back up. This does not happen most of the time in my house. Because there are things that are more important than how the dishwasher gets loaded. So don't go home and say, Mike said. So
It's too late. I already wrote it down.
laws or rules require compliance. That's the goal. Do it this way or else. Or else I'll be mad at you, or else I'll withhold from you, right? Rules and systems that operate by law, they always use threat.
Ready 3.
To
Take
yield
3.
compliance, to get you to do what you're supposed to do, right? This is the parenting rule, right? You better clean up your room or else. right? If you don't drive the speed limit, you're going to get a ticket, right? This is how the system works. It's always about compliance. And the problem is, do you know what human beings do almost naturally?
Ready, one.
When they create
Take
rules
one.
and the systems, right? When they create this,
Oh, for sure.
we find ways around those rules. You ever notice this? This is what we're good at. Give me a rule, I can get around it. And then you have to create another. You know how the U.S. legal code is this? It's all because people created a law, and it wasn't that it was unclear. People just found a way around it. You have to make another law to close this. I learned this a few years ago. A friend of mine, I have 3 teenage boys, and they had the instant, parents create crazy rules in their houses. And the rules are always designed to stop behavior that happened because they got around another rule, right? That's how this all works. And so this mother says, I have a new rule I had to implement in my house. It's called no pizza balling.
Take 2.
And most of you have no idea what even pizza balling is, because just 3 teenage boys that would order pizza, and what would happen is as soon as the pizza got there, they would just demolish. There'd be trash talking, fist fights, and the pizza would just be demolished as they all go for the pizza. So she says, you can only get 1 piece of pizza at a time. It is a very clear rule. 1 piece of pizza at a time, right? And then they all start 1 piece of pizza. And the next question is, when can we get the second piece? You say, oh my gosh, okay. You can get the second piece of pizza when the last bite or the last piece of the first piece is in your mouth. Clear. Grab it, ball it up, shove it in your mouth, grab the next piece. New rule, no pizza balling, right? It's like, where does this end? Where does this end?
That's pretty good.
And the reality is it never ends. Because here's the thing about human beings. We can find loopholes around almost anything that is given to us. And the trajectory of these loopholes is which way? It's down.
Take 1.
Like the way in which we end up treating one another and seeing one another is a result.
This is a really good thing we did in starting point with the whole rules thing, and then you bring in the 2 from Christ. Love God and love your neighbor.
And the relationships have to take a back seat when it's being good. If
Ready,
the
2?
rules
Take
of the
2.
dishwasher are
Because
primary,
it's really hard to do anything breaking either of those.
And at some point in time, you and I, have to decide what matters. It's really what I said last week, right? So there's another way to govern
Ready,
ourselves.
3 online. Take 3.
Jesus comes along,
5.
and what he says.
Can you tighten up so you don't see like the outside of that iPad thing on the right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Stay right there. That's really good.
An extraordinary passage because
Tilt down a little bit.
Through.
Yep.
And
there we go.
John the Baptist is asking
I don't think you tilted down any.
for a sign and trying to figure out, is this really the Messiah? His followers are asking, is this the
Ready.
Messiah?
6 online.
Yep.
The way
Right there.
Jesus responds back
That's perfect.
to them
Take 6.
is he says,
Ready, 1 in the room.
children are sitting in the marketplaces and they're seeing all this happen. And
Take
says
1.
we played a pipe.
I'm clear on CG if you want to show that first slide too.
Yeah, just go ahead and pull up that
Preview.
that first Bible verse, Cheryl.
John came and you misread him, and Jesus came and you misread him.
Ears out, right? Perfect. All right, go for it.
His critique.
You can pull
or
it
his
in. You can pull it in now.
assessment Is you missed what was going on. You
Yep.
thought something was one way, and you missed
Perfect.
that, and
Thank
you
you.
thought something was the other way, and you
Good
missed
call
that.
there for that ear out.
And then what Jesus says is this. Out of this. At this time, Jesus said, I praise
this is
you,
on the-
Father,
on the
who
LED
is
Slide.
in heaven and earth,
Oh,
because you've hidden these
ready,
things
3.
from the wise
Take
who
3.
have learned.
I am also
This
on
is
3.
how you gotta have-
5.
Lord,
Can we
give us eyes to see. This is
shift
not
a little
an
bit to the left?
intellectual exercise.
Compose for that. Yeah, it's okay if we get the
You've
outside of
hidden
that.
these things
Just wanted to be a
from
little more
the wise,
centered.
and you've revealed them to children.
Really weird positioning on that.
People who, and it's not that you have to be like a kid, but it's this, you've revealed them to those
okay.
who are willing to just see and trust and believe. That's the childlikeness. When Lennon's 2.5 years old, we were at an event this week, and there's brick on the wall. I said, Lennon, feel the brick. And she's like, oh, this is so great. Just wide-eyed wonder. Whatever I ask her, she's just like all in on it. It's this idea that he says he revealed this to those who are willing to see this. And then he says, all things have been committed to me by my Father. The authority has been given to me. And no one knows the Son except the Father.
Okay.
And no one knows the Father except the Son And who?
So
And those to whom the Son chooses to reveal himself to. Now, some of you are sitting here, and I've had this conversation. You got like this free will box and this predestination box. You're going to try to figure out which one is Mike.
Okay.
I can tell you what I believe about both of his boxes. They exploded a long time ago. This is not what he's talking about.
Right, I got a little confused there.
What
The
he is
Philippians
talking about
verses, the lower
is
thirds comes in
You being
after
able to see and understand is not a
he
fault.
reads
Later?
Matthew 9.
You
Yeah,
being able to see and understand
which yeah,
is a
it says
function
here
of
that the
your
Philippians is on the
willingness
wall,
to
which it's
trust.
not.
To trust.
Um,
And then Jesus says this, and you've probably heard this before.
so yeah, so we got some
Come to
Matthew
me,
verses here, and then we'll get to the.
all
But we'll
you
keep
who
we'll
are
keep that
weary
Philippians in the key here.
and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, right? And here it is.
Sam, I think your
Doggone
camera's
it,
tilted a
for I
little
am
bit to the
gentle
left.
and
The
humble in
slightest
heart.
bit.
Jesus
It might be because you're tight, but
says, I am gentle
it's okay.
and I am humble.
Okay. Yeah, it's not. I guess it's just this.
And Pilate tried to get him to be different. And Peter tried to get him to be different. And James and John tried to get him to be different. And Judas tried to. You can't rule the world if you're humble and gentle. And he's like, get behind me,
31.
Satan. That's what he said to Peter.
Take one. 35.
I'm gentle and humble in heart, and if you come to me, you'll find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy. This is just so great. And here it is again. You just see the idea, his yoke. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light.
We'll just go back
And
to
the way I
3.
think of
Just covering
this
up the words. Ready, 3. Take 3.
We feel like it's supposed to be that's not what this means. It really is the idea that his yoke is genuinely good, and the burden that, because a yoke is like what they use for animals, right? But it would sit on their shoulders. So it's a yoke that is good.
Caleb, what does it look like to fit the LED
And
in your
the way I think of this
shot?
is it fits freely.
Can you put 6 in preview?
Because that keeps me from thinking that it has to not be hard. It
Yeah, it gives
fits
us
me
a little bit of
freely.
variety. I kind of like that.
The way of Jesus,
Stay on that for now and
my
follow
life
him right
to enter
there, yeah.
into his way
Ready,
fits
1?
me the way it's supposed to. It brings
Ready, 2,
something
sorry.
to me. It's been hard.
Take 2.
It's been hard fought. But what I begin to experience is a sense of wholeness and freedom and the kind of person and the way in which I'm supposed to live. I find myself less rattled by all the things that used to rattle me. I find myself slightly more gracious and considerate of people who don't see things the way that I do.
Ready, 1.
I
Get ready to
lost no
follow.
sleep last week.
Take 1.
I had lots of people say all kinds of things, but it's like that's not the way I'm living. I'm living. There's a well-fitting
Can you put 6 in preview?
place for us in the way of Jesus. And this is exactly what he's asking into. What's interesting about this, and this is really
Pull out
important.
just a little bit,
to
Caleb.
Wall graphic coming back.
Because what you have to understand is to understand what
Maybe.
he's asking
A little bit
is
more.
a yoke is a system.
That's
It is
good.
a system.
That's good.
And what Jesus, he's humble and he's gentle in heart, and he sees the world in a particular way. And we see this just a couple of chapters earlier. And you've seen when
Ooh.
sometimes the disciples
Ready,
say, Lord,
5.
we look out on the city, you want us to call down fire on them like Elijah did, which is what you and I would probably do. Let's just bring down the fire, get them all, rid of them all. And when Jesus saw the crowds,
Take 5.
he had what? Compassion on them. Not because they were dumb or stupid or because they were harassed. And they were helpless. They were like sheep without a shepherd. They were directionless. So what does all this have to do with this? Well, see, what Jesus says, he says his yoke, this thing. And a yoke was a metaphor for a rabbi's interpretation of the Torah. That's what it would be considered. And it was a philosophy that if you did this would
Ready,
require
2.
you to live in a
Take
particular
2.
way. It's a system. It's a philosophy.
Thank you, Sam. That was good.
And so Jesus says this yoke, take my yoke upon you. He's saying, I want you to learn to live in a different way. and what is
Can you
what is-
tilt
what
up the
he's
slightest
calling
bit, Sam?
us to enter into is a system that would become a way of life that honors
Ready, 6 online.
human flourishing. It concerns itself with human.
Ready, 6.
Make sure you're loosening the tripod.
Take
That's
6.
the
I'm not
gift
sure
of
if you're.
Jesus.
2 and 6 alive.
How do humans
Every time you tilt, it bounces
become
back.
humans,
Yeah, that's perfect right
really,
there. Just so it's like this thin
in
line
beautiful
around
ways,
that
image-bearing
iPad
ways?
graphic. Yeah, looks good.
And what this
I
is,
like that.
and
That's really
I
good.
don't know how to say this any clearer, but it's the way of Jesus is a way
Ready,
to
one.
return to a foundation
Take one.
of shalom. And if you remember, I've talked about this, right, a million
Ready,
times.
5.
But that shalom
Take 5.
requires a system.
On clean feed. 5's live
But
everywhere.
that system literally is built on everything being rightly related to everything else. It is
Good job, Sam.
relational. Take my yoke upon me. What I'm doing is I'm
one.
reconciling relationships. I'm reconciling you back
Good
into
job.
the relationship, the one for whom you
Ready,
have
6.
been created for, and out of that relationship,
Take
for you
6.
to learn to live rightly with yourself, for you to learn to live rightly related to others, and for you to live rightly related to everything else in the world, your work, all the systems we're going to have to interact with.
Go back
in the
to 1.
meantime,
Take
we'll
1.
learn to live rightly related to them, not putting too much stock in them, but we're also not going to
Coming up next, I'll say Paul, and that's when we go to lower third on Philippians.
And
Okay.
it's a system of thinking. How does human flourishing happen? And so Paul comes along, and the reason I want to use these passages, I want you to see this because this is the narrative throughout Scripture. When Paul is writing his letter from prison to the Philippians.
3, can you give me a big wide shot
Philippians
again while
passage,
he's
like, hey,
on
look,
camera 1?
You guys, if anything makes me happy, man, this is it. And he tells
Ready,
them
3.
how to cooperate with
That's
one
nice.
another.
Take 3.
In there, and he says, you got to be like-minded and one spirit, one mind. And he says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility,
And coming back clean feed.
value others above
3 is clear,
yourself.
thank you much.
Value others above yourself. Look not to your own interest only, but each of you to the interest of others. It's this way in which he says, if we're going to learn how to
Good
live
follow. Ready,
this
2.
politic,
Take 2.
this governance that's the way of Jesus, we're going to have to learn how to see other people differently, each other very differently. But then it's interesting that he adds this line, or he quotes this poem as he says, I want you to have the same mindset that Christ Jesus had. And then he quotes this poem. You've probably heard this before.
This
Here it
is
Who
Philippians.
being in the very nature of God.
Okay. Okay.
Jesus, who being in the very nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used for his own advantage. So you're making a list, like you just start saying, like, okay, to have the same mindset of Jesus is I can't use all the things that I normally use for my advantage. I got to find out ways to use them for others. Because it says, rather he made himself nothing, taking on the nature of a servant, and being made in human likeness, and being found in the appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross, even the most humiliating form of death. Like he's just letting us enter into this. And then we see the words, therefore, and what a lot of us read is, oh, in spite of all that, in spite of the fact that he was on a cross, in spite of the fact that he emptied himself, no, it's precisely because he did those things. Therefore, God has exalted him to the highest place. And he gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth and under the earth. And every tongue should acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord. This is the loaded term that says Caesar is not Lord. When the Roman government comes and says, bow your knee to Caesar, for he is Lord, they say, no, Jesus is Lord, and every knee will bow and every tongue confess. This is not a threat to the enemies. It is fundamentally seen as a clash of systems. It's where is your allegiance? Where does it lie?
Ready, 1.
The
Take
idea
1.
is that Paul is carrying this gospel into a very Greek world. And he's been there, and he's talking to them, and he's about to bring this message back into the Jewish
Okay, we have another wall
church, into the
graphic
Roman
coming up pretty soon.
church. And he's talking about a
Put 3 in
loyalty or an
preview for now.
allegiance that is seen as distinct, such that it breaks down all the other barriers that are typically
David on
used
3.
to divide us.
Check your focus on Mike.
That our allegiance to one causes all the other things that divide
That's
us
great.
to take
Yeah,
a
that's
secondary
good.
place. N.T. Wright says it like this as he's
Take
talking
3.
about this. He's a New Testament scholar. To that end, he has taken this collection from Gentile churches, these people to bear witness. And he's on his way to Jerusalem to give it back to the Jewish Christians there. And this idea that Caesar is Lord, that Jesus is Lord, this idea was this declaration was a powerful symbol that Jesus is Lord, and that the principalities and the powers who kept the world divided up into separate categories and allegiances were not. My point is, we cannot keep trying to co-opt this into something we already think is true. It is fundamentally different. To believe that the church, that somehow what we do together is sufficient to bear witness and to bring expression to what God
5, can we go back to that tile on the wall for the iPad? We got another one coming in pretty soon.
Right? It is hard to believe. That's what I'm asking.
Caleb, you can stay there.
And to work towards and to learn and to embody. That's what I'm asking. To follow Christ is going to mean to be at odds with
Ready,
other
1?
systems.
Oh, never mind.
You're going to treat them, pursue them, enter into them differently.
Wow,
I
interesting.
don't have time to go into all the systems that we use, that we do this all the time anyway.
Oh, I didn't
It's
say a
on
wall
there.
graphic, but it was a wall
Yeah,
graphic.
Didn't say that there was one.
And so
Another one.
I got to stop if you want to finish this.
Ready? I'm gonna stay here for a little bit actually.
It requires
Just came out.
compassion. So
All right, he's coming back to
There's another
Ellie to
system.
the
This is
iPad.
system 1.
Ready, Sam?
laws,
Ready, 5.
the rule of God is governed by love. And I've done a whole series on this. Whereas laws,
I might write something,
the
but it's
goal
gonna
is compliance,
be behind
love,
him.
the goal is community.
Yeah, we'll just stay here for 3.
And what I mean by community is not that we all feel good. Community, the way I define it is this. It is a relational space. It's relational. It's between
Ready,
human
1?
beings.
Take 1.
Where God's love is exchanged.
I love that.
Between one
Got
and
community
the
there.
other.
That's perfect.
And God's love is experienced. That there's something safe and solid and real about who
I think
He
we're gonna
is
come.
and
I
who
want to
we
come to
are
you,
in
Caleb,
Him.
so we get
And
something a little
ultimately
different.
That love is expressed.
Can you
to
tighten
bear
up just a
witness.
tiny
Well,
bit,
that's
Caleb?
what community
36.
is to me. That's the goal of the rule
Tilt
of love.
up.
To live in that way is for this to happen in the
perfect.
relationships
Thank you, sir.
that we experience together with one another. And whereas
Take
threat
6.
is the way you do this,
Good job, guys. You're all on top of it. Looks good. All the cameras right now look good.
the currency in this economy is trust. You're always building trust. Always, always, always. When Jesus said, right, come to me, all you're here, right? He's inviting us to trust Him. To trust Him.
Let's put 2 on preview.
The
Come
law,
to you in case he just gets up and runs.
and this version up here will always, I'm going to change colors so you can see a little bit better.
Ooh.
Will always take on a posture of demanding from. How can you think like that? The posture here will be extend towards. You know what the difference between passion and compassion is? Passion means to suffer. It's what you're willing to suffer for. Compassion is who you're willing to suffer with.
Bars.
It's relational. When you look out upon the world,
Ready,
what do
1.
you see?
Take 1.
There's haplessness, helplessness, agitation, irritation, aggravation. People are worn out in this system. This yoke is heavy and hard and divisive and undermining. Right? We could just go on.
Let's put 3 in preview for now. David,
People
can you
need a shepherd.
tighten up a little bit on
So
that?
we can gather
on
them
3?
into a space where they can kind of find a kind of refreshment
I don't want
and
to cut
nourishment.
Mike off too
and a
much.
space where they can let their guard
Good,
down.
good move. Good move.
Just enough, and perhaps
You can
feel
you can
the
zoom out. I don't want to cut
freedom
his feet off, just
of
so
being
we'd see his
human,
feet. Yeah.
Of being an image bearer
Tilt
of
down
God.
the slightest.
That's what the community of faith, the
Right
church,
there.
is supposed to do.
Oh, too much.
To be that place. And the shepherd is not me. The shepherd is him.
There we go. And then
He is the
pan
shepherd.
right a little bit.
And so we learn that Jesus is the
There
good
we go.
shepherd. We learn that he is a humble king, and we gather and we
I'll come to you in
participate
case
as
he
his followers. And we learn
refers
to
to the thing
trust his
again.
heart. And we learn to seek first his kingdom. You know, the invitation of Jesus is absolutely beautiful.
Actually, let's cut
He
that,
doesn't say,
the,
"Get
the,
yourself
at the end of
together."
that LED screen,
It
David.
doesn't say figure out all the
Yeah,
answers. Have
that's
your own
good.
philosophies all worked out. Your
If you have to
theology.
tighten up, that's
He
fine.
says,
We got
if
an
you're
LED
worn
graphic
out
anyway
or
coming pretty
discouraged from
soon.
this system,
Yeah, that's good.
come to me because mine is different.
Here we go.
It's
Here we go.
good.
Let's go. That's good.
And it fits.
And then check your
freely.
focus on Mike because
Eugene
he's soft
Peterson
low.
would paraphrase his invitation like this, and I love this, and I want to close. with
Wall
this.
graphic? Perfect.
This is his
Ready,
invitation.
3?
Jesus says, "Come to me. If you are worn out in one system, learn the unforced rhythms of
Take
grace.
3.
I won't lay anything
Let's go.
ill-fitting or heavy upon you.
Thank you, David.
Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live
And David.
freely and lightly, regardless of who's in office." Do you need to live freely, a little more freely, a little more lightly? We have a humble king who treats us kindly and rules the world in a way
Ready, 1?
that we are just beginning
Take
to
1.
imagine. It's hard to believe, which is why he invites us.
All right, 3. Let's get a little bit wide for the transition for when Mr. Clay comes out.
Jesus, as we sit here this morning, I pray that we would hear your voice
We'll stay on 1.
invite us to come to you.
A little bit wider,
We
David.
understand that the system
3.
we live in,
There we go.
we're fortunate. We have a good system that protects a lot of our
That's perfect.
rights differently, certainly, but for the most part, it's as good as it gets. In this
There's
world.
Clay.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, it wears us out, and it makes us crazy. And so you say, hey, here's another way. Take this one on you. Lord, could we trust your heart? The gentle and lowly king can rule with more power and more beauty than anything else. And Father, would you help us to learn to live in that system, trusting your goodness and the free, fitting call
Ready, 3.
that you have given to each of us. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than we can ask or think or imagine in the church, we confess that you are worthy of honor and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Take 3.
Amen, amen.
Thank
It's a
you.
beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful invitation, a beautiful vision of how we can live our life in this world, following Jesus. Church, I just want to remind you about
Ready,
those
1.
2 things, the care kit
Take 1.
day coming up and baptism night, 23rd, 24th. You can go to our live page and find out more about those and a bunch of other things.
I'll put this
If you do that,
key in.
hey, we can pray for you. If you need to talk to someone, we'll have some pastors and volunteers down front. We can help you get connected into the life of our church in any other way. Stop by the Connect Center on your way out. We love you guys. Have a great
All right,
rest
ready,
of your Sunday.
preview black.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody. Bye.
Dissolve to black. And walk in slide. Perfect. Team. I'm applauding really loud right now. Good job, everyone.
Good job, everyone. See you upstairs.
You did so good, guys.